Try it. What have you got to lose? If you try it and you discover you don't like the extra energy, you say, I know I have extra energy, I know I sleep better, I know my skin's better, and I know I'm thinner. But really, I like the sugar too much. I'm prepared to not have those things and have the sugar back in my life. That's fine. That's a choice you can then make, because then you are armed with all the facts. Henry Ford famously said, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. Now, what he meant by this was, don't expect different results if you keep trying the same thing every time. Einstein also said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Now, while these are both very true in engineering or scientific terms, they are very wrong in terms of you and your diet. I'm going to explain. I remember being a teenager and I could literally eat whatever I wanted. I could eat 3 chocolate bars a day, I ate donuts, I ate crap, I ate pizzas. It didn't matter what I ate. I got married at the age of 21 and I weighed 10.5 stone. That's about 150 pounds. At 6 foot tall, I was built like that. That's not a boast. That's just to say that despite all of my ridiculous lifestyle, I couldn't put on weight. I burned it off faster than I was eating it. It was processed largely, junk, fast food, convenience food. I was a school kid and a student, and that's what you lived off. Now, the reason Ford and Einstein were wrong was because they weren't accounting for your changes in your metabolism and the way your body changes after the age of 30. After the age of 30, your metabolism slows right down and you no longer burn off the same energy with 0 effort. So, how are you going to fix this? I'm 52 and I am in the shape of my life and I don't do any exercise. So I'm going to break it down really simply. In this video, all we're going to concentrate on is one thing, one change you're going to make. If you like that, you go on to the next one, but there is 0 point in going any further unless you do this first step. The first step is about the sugar in your diet. And by sugar, I mean refined sugar. It's sugar that you add to things. It's sweets, Haribos, gummies, jelly babies, chocolate, desserts, donuts, anything that is full of refined sugar. You need to get rid of that. Even wine and beer are absolutely chock-a-block with sugar. You've heard the expression, it's just empty calories. That is exactly what it is. When sugar is in its natural state in the form of fruit, for example, in fructose, it's there with fiber, water, micronutrients. It's balanced, it's in a form that your body's going to take in slowly. The fiber slows down the absorption and you're not going to spike your blood sugar in the same way as you would with refined sugar. That's why refined sugar is the key. It's that word, refined. Anything that is refined is in its purest, most lethal form. So you can still have sugar, you can still have sweet things, but don't have the refined sugar. And this is stage 1. Stage 2 is going to be carbs. We're not even talking about carbs. If you have a slice of bread, a slice of toast, that's carbohydrate that converts into sugar in your body and is ultimately part of the same problem. We'll deal with that later. This is just about sugar. A standard day's intake in the modern world might look something like this. A donut or a croissant or a takeaway coffee, a cappuccino, a latte, something with syrup in. You want that sugar hit to give you that burst of energy in the morning. And that's why it's a problem. Because your blood sugar spikes, your insulin levels spike to meet it, and then you go into a sugar crash. So why am I obsessed with refined sugar? Well, let me tell you, when you eat some sugar, eat a donut, eat a croissant, a bagel, anything with refined sugar or high sugar content, your blood sugar spikes. When your blood sugar spikes, you get that burst of energy, and that's why you do it in the first place. Then what happens is your body has to process that sugar and turn it into energy. So it does that by producing insulin. Your insulin level spikes to meet the blood sugar and to bring down that blood sugar. Because the blood sugar has spiked so rapidly, the insulin level has done the same thing, and the insulin continues long after the blood sugar has gone away, has left your system. So then you're left with a sugar crash. And anybody who's got to 10:30 in the morning and felt a little bit shaky knows exactly what I mean. Oh God, I can't concentrate. I need something sweet. I'm going to go for a sandwich. I'm going to go for a bagel. I'm going to go for a mid-morning snack. I need to fuel myself. And we tell ourselves that we're just fueling ourselves for the rest of the day. I'm grazing. It's good to graze. It's good to graze because it keeps your metabolism going. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. all you're doing is feeding your body's addiction for the sugar. Think of sugar exactly the same as nicotine. You have a cigarette, it satisfies that urge, that craving for nicotine temporarily. Your nicotine level goes up and then crashes down again. An hour later, you need another one. You have another cigarette, same thing again. And you're on that constant roller coaster, craving, satisfaction, craving, satisfaction. It's the same with sugar. It's the same curve, spike, crash, spike, crash. And throughout the day, you're feeding that need for sugar. If you take out the sugar, and I'm going to tell you what to replace it with, but if you take out that sugar, you take out the spike, you then take out the crash. If you take out the spike and take out the crash, you're not going to be hungry throughout the day. So your homework for this lesson is quite simple. All I want you to do is on a standard day, write down a food diary, write down everything that you have and work out where the sugar is. Stage one, you're not changing anything. All you're doing is documenting the evidence. What do you have for your breakfast? What do you have for your lunch? What snacks are you having? And what do you have in the afternoon when you're feeling hungry? What do you have for your dinner? What do you have in the evening? And then we're going to work out exactly where the problem points are. Because if you can reduce your sugar in the morning, you're not going to be as hungry as early in the day. Your concentration is going to be consistent. You're not going to get headaches. You're not going to get distracted. You're not going to get fatigue. You're going to get this constant level of energy, all because you're going to cut out sugar. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, when you first stop taking sugar, it's the same as when you stop smoking. Your body is missing it. It's a craving. You get that same sense of withdrawal. This only lasts a few days, literally a day or two at most. But most people will say, oh God, I feel terrible. I need that sugar. Give me a donut. And the donut looks like absolute nectar at this point, because you know that represents the energy that you're craving. Don't give in to it. When you have your food diary, you're going to identify where the sugar hits are. When you have the sugar hits, you're going to replace them with something else. You're going to replace sugar and carbs eventually, replace sugar with protein and fat. This morning, for example, I would normally have a big bowl of oatmeal porridge with dried fruit and honey and milk, and it feels like a good solid start to the day, when really all it's doing is giving you that massive blood sugar hit, and then you're going to crash later on. But it feels, you know, we know that porridge is good for you, but the Scots have been eating porridge for centuries, and it's fueled countless farmers working hard in the fields. And yes, it has, because they're working hard in the fields. Most of us are sitting behind a desk in an office all day, and we're not working hard in the fields. We're pushing a mouse around a mouse mat. So what I had this morning, slice of sourdough toast, half an avocado with 2 eggs, 2 poached eggs, chili flakes, sea salt, pepper, absolutely delicious. And you don't miss the carbs and the sugar. You don't miss the sugar because you've replaced it with something equally as tasty. And that's the secret sauce. Replace it with something equally as enjoyable, and you don't miss what you've cut out. So your coffee. I used to drink sugary tea with lots of milk in. I now drink green tea, water, black coffee in the morning. Honestly, there is something there. Every drink you have. A lot of people throughout the day will drink diet fizzy drink thinking, oh, it's got no sugar in. Just forget fizzy drinks. The artificial sweeteners you get in fizzy drinks are just as bad as sugar. Forget them. We're going to substitute, and it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks to fully substitute all of these things. If you do it all in one go, the point is it has to be sustainable. It has to be sustainable changes. Everybody knows that you should be eating less and moving more and drinking less alcohol and quitting smoking and eating more fiber and getting more sleep. It's easy to say these things, and we all know we should be doing it. But what I'm trying to do is get you to do it in a sustainable way. And if you do it in a sustainable way, baby steps, even if it's 1 drink a day, 1 sugary drink in the morning that you're replacing with a healthier alternative. That frappuccino you're having first thing in the morning, replace that with a black coffee or a green tea or a glass of water or something else. Then the next day, your mid-morning coffee, your mid-morning cappuccino, your mid-morning latte, you're going to replace that with water, green tea. The grazing you're going to do, you're grazing on water. You're constantly topping up your water bottle throughout the day, and you're sipping on that. Please trust me. This is a process you will thank yourself for in about a fortnight's time. In about a week to a fortnight, you will see energy levels being consistent, your concentration will be better, your sleep will be better, your weight will start to reduce, your waistline will start to feel slimmer. Please trust me on the sugar. Because in the modern world, sugar is literally everywhere. You cannot go to a shop for a snack without being surrounded by sugar. And why? Why do you think we are being surrounded by sugar? This is like legalized drug dealing. The more you buy sugar, the more you want it. It's addictive. It's as addictive as nicotine. So that's all it is. Homework. Make a diary. Just jot down everything that you have to eat and drink and snack in one day and work out where your sugar hits are. And then we're going to start to substitute them one by one for better alternatives. See how you get on. If you have any questions, please fire them into the comments. I know it can be difficult, it can be daunting, but it is worth the effort. If you are over 30 and you are starting to feel sluggish, fat, tired, unhealthy, and no motivation, trust me, this is something you are going to want to try. What have you got to lose? If you try it and you discover you don't like the extra energy, you say, I know I have extra energy, I know I sleep better, I know my skin's better, and I know I'm thinner. But really, I like the sugar too much. I'm prepared to not have those things and have the sugar back in my life. That's fine. That's a choice you can then make, because then you are armed with all the facts. It's like saying, yes, I would rather be fat and drink beer every day. I would rather die young and smoke. These are choices that you can make, but at least you're making an informed choice. You can't then say in 10, 20 years' time, oh, I wish I'd known that sooner. You did know that sooner, and you chose to go down a different path. It's as simple as that. Now, let me know how you get on, and I'll see you next time. Take care.